Good afternoon, New York. As you know, my name is Janelle Carrasco, and I was born in Dominican Republic, 1987. And to make the long story short, after my parents divorced in 1992, my mom flew here to the United States and left us there in Dominican Republic. And there, my father, I got to know a man that was a man of deceit, a man of lies, a man of broken promises, and a man who also had a problem. He was an alcoholic. And but this man was also a man of influence, a man that others followed, honored, and respected. And this was an image of someone that I wanted to be when I grew old. So after we flew here to the United States in 1996, my mom was already involved in a relationship here. And in this relationship, I saw something that marked my life forever. I remember one night in 1997, everyone was sleeping, and I heard my mom whispering in a loud voice, "Stop, don't touch me, let go of me, my kids are sleeping." So I woke up, and I grabbed the first thing I saw, and I bust open the door of her bedroom. And I noticed that this man was on top of my mother, and he was attempting to rape her. So when I saw that, I yelled at him, and I said, "Get off my mom now." And when he did, he covered himself, but that image always remained in my heart and in my mind. And I said that would never ever happen to me, and that I would never allow a man to touch me or defile me in any way. So when I saw that, I became a very violent and cold person against men and women. And once she divorced that man and we moved to the streets of the Bronx in Kingsbridge, I was a magnet to people, to young girls, to young boys. And I began to be well respected and well known by everyone around me, the same way that my father was. So to me, this was great. And I was introduced to the Latin Kings in 1999, and I joined this gang. And when I joined the Latin Kings, to me this was everything and more that I wanted, because I had the respect and I had the position to be the leader that I knew I could be in the streets. And I got involved in many awful things, and I remember in the year 1999, I was invited by this gang, Latin Kings, to a gang party. These are parties that you do in homes during school hours. We were all teens, we were all young. And to make the long story short, in this gang party, I was drugged and raped by a guy that I will call K, to not disclose his name. And after I realized what happened to me, after I came back to my senses, this basically brought me back to what I saw that happened to my mom. And this created another urgency in my life. I became more bitter, more angry, more aggressive, more wild, in other words. And I started doing things that a young girl shouldn't do. I was always fighting, always drinking, always smoking, always getting involved in ways and in things that I shouldn't have been doing. And my violent ways, my aggression finally caught up to me in the year 2000 when I was arrested, November 15th. I'll always remember this day. And they charged me with 2 counts of unlawful imprisonment and 6 counts of assault in the second degree. And they told my mom that they were going to keep me for 18 months. And I remember the face that she put. And it tore me apart because I never wanted to hurt my mom. I never wanted to be violated. I never wanted to be raped. I never wanted to use drugs. I never really wanted to be in gangs. But the example that I had of what a man should be became vivid in my life, and I thought that this was what I was supposed to be. So out of the 18 months, I only did 2 in a juvenile facility in downtown Manhattan, 111 Central Street. Then after that, I was sentenced to probation, where my mom had to carry me every single month to visit a judge, and that judge would rule over me of the next couple of months that I would live in my life. And I lived my ways always thinking that a man would never look at me with different eyes because I was already raped. In Dominican tradition, if this is something that had happened to you, you were already dirtied. You were not, ya tú tenías una mancha en ti y nadie te iba a ver a ti con otros ojos. And to me, this was always a lie. But one day, my mom never gave up. She was always on her knees, and I always saw this. And one day, this woman, my mom's cousin, invited us to a church in 198th Street and Jerome. This was after my sentencing at the courthouse. And this church was celebrating a New Year's service, and we came. And I remember seeing Machi on the stage singing a song, Está llegando el tiempo. And I couldn't believe that in church they had rap music. So I said, you know what, I'm staying in this church. because in this church there's a lot of cute guys, and I'm gonna find what I want in this church. That was my intention, you know? But that same year, the year when the new year finished, that same year, I was invited to this encounter, to this retreat in the year 2001. And my mom was the first one to pay for me to go there. And in that retreat, that was when I truly met the Lord. That was when God really became alive in my life. That was when I truly did feel that there was something out there beyond the things that I've seen in the streets. And you know what? In that encounter, I realized that, you know what? I'm fearfully and wonderfully made by God. And it doesn't matter what men have done to me. It doesn't matter the crimes that I've committed. It doesn't matter the things that I've been guilty of. I am a new creature in Him, and all things have been made new through the power of the blood. And right now, after dropping out of school, the Lord has given me the opportunity to graduate college. I finally graduated college last year, June 2nd, 2008. And I graduated with my degree in paralegal studies and in forensic science. And I am well pleased with what the Lord has done in me, because I know that I have been able to minister to young girls that have been going through the same thing that I've encountered in my past. And to end, now I am a leader here in this church of Pastor Savino. And my goal is to reach out to all these young girls that have been deceived, lied to, and betrayed by other men. And you know what? To tell them that, you know what? Your skirt doesn't have to be up to here. Your shirt doesn't have to be up to here for men to like you. The way that you are is the way that God has made you, and you have a calling, and you're fearfully and wonderfully made by Him. And it doesn't matter the things that have happened to you in your past. All things have been made new through Him. And I believe that the things that people have encountered in the past is what's going to make you in the future, and are going to be the stepping stones that you're going to climb to reach out to the world. So I thank God, because though I've been through this, I am a changed person. I no longer smoke, I no longer drink, I am not a member of the Latin Kings, I am now married, and I'm a professional.
Por favor, suscríbete a nuestro canal de YouTube Las 5 Esquinas de Nueva York.